Hello, my name is Markley and I'm going to be talking about a randomized block experiment. A randomized block experiment is an experiment as to where a certain size of a sample is placed into different groups to receive different experiments that you are trying to conduct. Then afterwards, you will draw your conclusion from the set of experiments to help you in your goal. One of the items to note is that the hypothesis that you want to test can adjust your block part of the type of experiment. For instance, if you have an experiment to where you think that the gender, height, weight, or any aspect that you think will affect the outcome when you separate your groups according to that and apply that to your experiment. Now, let's take a look at the randomized block experiment done in the engineering world by none other than the famous SpaceX. They have just recently launched their Falcon 9 rocket with some astronauts into space to arrive at the International Space Station. And the mission was smooth and successful. But of course, to get to that point, they had to do some testing first to make sure that everything is safe and working well. One place they started was with the Merlin engine, developed by SpaceX themselves using RP-1 and liquid oxygen as rocket propellant in a gas generator power cycle. They took 5 static test flights with different amounts of engines to see how Falcon 9 and the engine would react to each other. Each other's payload up to 9 engines. One can see how this very well can relate with a randomized block experiment. You have 5 rockets, and each of them have a Falcon 9 rocket. Then set up different blocks. Since we have 5 rockets, we'll go ahead and set up 5 blocks. Placing the amount of engines. SpaceX tested 1, then 2, then 3, then 5, then 9 engines. This will be our experiment portion. Therefore, we will apply 1 engine on the rocket, 2 engine to another, and so on. Afterwards, draw our conclusion from the data provided, and this concludes what a block experiment is.